it is you have to construct to make this really believable. You can't just go to Tehran saying, oh, we're going to make a movie in LA. He's telling you that you're getting ready to scam Hollywood and that this thing has to be really believable. So he gives you some ideas. You have to, he says you need some real estate. You need an actual office, a production office for this fake movie. You want to talk about that real estate, where you found it, what it was?
Yeah, we started making phone calls since my guys were top of their game at this point. They could call in a lot of favors. And so it was just half a day or so into the project that we had identified a suite of offices being vacated by Michael Douglas. He was just finishing China Syndrome. We moved in while he moved out, and next thing you know, we're getting ready to put up a sign on the door. So what is the name of our company? Studio 6 Productions. 6 people.
You got to have a sense of humor.
Big red 6 on the door and on our business cards. So the next step is, what's the movie? Where's the script? We sit down with John and one of his guys, and we're looking for a script now.
Now you said John Chambers had stacks of scripts sitting out in his bungalow behind his house. So you're literally going through them. Did you have an idea what you were looking for?
Something mythical, science fiction.
This was back in the day of Star Wars.
Star Wars, yeah.
And everybody was trying to come up with the next Star Wars. So he had some of those kinds of
His script was based on an award-winning novel called Lord of Light. But it had a lot of really cool storyboards done by a famous cartoonist.
Kirby.
Jack Kirby, yeah.
Jack Kirby did the storyboards. They just sold one of them at auction in New York for, I think it was $12,000, one of those storyboards for this movie. The movie that you guys ripped off, because you basically did rip it off, had gone into turnaround. Does everyone here know what turnaround is? I had never heard the word before until we saw Argo. So it was in turnaround because the producers had embezzled the money. And so it was just floating there in outer space. They had planned, the people that were going to do the movie, Lord of Light, were going to do a theme park somewhere. This was one of those larger than large projects. And they had sketches for the theme park. They had all this, what you would call eye candy, eye wash, that you thought you could use, right?
Yep.
And so just as an aside, today, if you Google Lord of Light, you'll discover the man who wrote it is preparing to sue the CIA for stealing his movie and using it in Argo. So that's another person on that list of people that are unhappy about the movie. Doesn't stop with the Iranians. It also goes to, I think his name was Zletny. Yeah, the man who wrote the movie. Okay, so you've got real estate, you've got an office, you've got desks in the office, you've got phones on the desks, you've got a woman manning the office who's going to answer the phone if anyone ever calls and say, well, yes, Teresa Harris works here, but she's on a location scout right now. May I take a message? There were pictures on Teresa Harris's desk of her and her husband. Teresa Harris was one of the people at the Canadian ambassador's house in Tehran. This thing was in such detail. It was built so that if somebody walked in off the street, yes, I see her desk, I see her picture on her desk. She absolutely works here. It was something. The movie makes some concessions about how you found the script and when it was named Argo. And we go into that in the next clip. But would you like to speak to the title of the film? To Argo?
Yeah, Argo. The name of the script that we ripped off was Lord of Light. So we changed the name. We just decided to call it Argo. Why Argo? Because that was a punchline of a knock-knock joke that we used to tell when times were getting a little tight. Chambers was always the one come in with the latest joke. And just to break the ice and sort of calm people down, he would tell a joke. And he came in one day and said, "Boy, I got a new joke, Tone. Argo. What's that? Knock, knock. Who's there? Argo. Argo who? Argo yourself. How many?" So we really did go around the offices saying Argo.
We never said all of the words. We only said the word Argo, and everybody knew what you meant. It was code at the CIA. You could get in trouble for saying it.
So I did a sketch of the explosion in space. It says Argo, a cosmic conflagration entering into principal photography in March 1980. We were ready to go.
You had full-page ads in Variety and Hollywood Reporter. Let's go to the next clip. Actually, this is the fictionalized version of where they found the script and what it was called. But no, we can play that next clip.